everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Jordan Adams and welcome to Untethered Yoga. This practice is all about being supported and grounded. So to start, I'm going to have you guys start in a seated butterfly position. For those of you who are further along, maybe you want to elevate your hips on a block or a pillow. So what it's going to look like, and I'll go ahead and do this with you. And find a block or a pillow, maybe a big book if that's all you have, and that's okay. You're going to make sure your sit bones are seated squarely on the object, whatever you're using, and then your feet are sole to sole right in front of you. So I really want you to just kind of close your eyes. We'll be here for a few minutes focusing on the breath. And since the focus of the practice is on a balanced support, there's 4 words I want you to focus on here. With every inhale, just think to yourself, the first word is grounded. And then let the breath go. And the next breath in, balanced. And exhaling out. And then relax. And open. Continue to cycle through those words. 1 breath per inhale. Or if there's another word that better suits your practice today, go ahead and incorporate that word. And as you continue breathing and saying these words to yourself, just notice how you become more grounded in the present moment. Feel the sensation of the body grounding into the floor. Maybe the feet, the outer edges of the feet, pressing down into the floor. And feel the balance and support of your spine as the crown of the head centers over the tailbone. Good. And then slowly open your eyes to take a big breath in, sweep the arms overhead. And hands down through heart center. Good. You can go ahead and kind of roll onto your side as you move the block or the pillow or whatever you were using. And from here, we're going to come up onto the hands and or just the knees. Go ahead and kind of lengthen through the spine. Take a big breath here to find length, making sure that your knees are a comfortable distance apart. For those of you who are further along, maybe you need a little bit of a wider stance. And then drop the arms down. Good. So we're going to move into a gate position from here. So what I want you to do is, it doesn't matter right or left, just go ahead and take one leg out to the side. Good. And make sure that you're not hyperextending your knee and you're not really caving into this side. What we're going to do is we're going to lift the opposite arm up. Go ahead and slide a hand down the outer edge of the leg. And again, without kind of caving in, without pressing your weight into this leg here. As you inhale, feel a lifting and an expansion through this side of your ribcage. Inhale, lifting up and expanding through the outer ribs. And as you exhale, just again, feel that sensation of grounding down through the knee and the foot. 2 more breaths, big breath in. And let the breath go. 1 more inhale. And exhale to lower the arm, bringing the legs back into center. And just for a little bit of length and cleansing, go ahead and take a big breath in here. And a big exhale. Good. We'll move to the opposite side. So whatever side you didn't do, go ahead and take that leg out. Same rules apply. Make sure you're not caving in or hyperextending. Inhale the opposite arm up. You slide the arm down. Pressing into the knee and the foot to lift up. And exhale, maybe soften the shoulders, soften the gaze. Inhale. Breath out. Good. Last breath in. And exhale, coming back through center. And let's do another cleansing breath here. Inhale the arms, lift through the spine. Good, you guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come to standing. We'll flow through some standing arm raises. So really important here for posture, especially those of you who are maybe in your later second trimester, into your third trimester. So what we're going to do is make sure that our feet, again, are comfortable distance apart from our hips. So maybe for you today that looks like a little bit wider. Not so wide that you're much wider than your hip width, but if you need to be maybe an inch or two, that's okay. All right. So from there, I want you to focus on kind of tucking your tailbone under. A lot of times we have this tendency to go into what's called a hyperlordosis. So pull everything back to center. You'll feel your lower core engage. You'll feel your tailbone tuck. From here, roll the shoulders back as the arms and the palms face forward. Make sure that the crown of the head is aligned over the tailbone, so we don't want our head here, we want to pull it back. From this position, go ahead and inhale the arms all the way up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Good. Inhale, finding length, finding expansion. And exhale, feeling that sensation of grounding in. One more time, big breath in. And then exhale into a chair. So you can keep your feet where they were. Just drop the tailbone down. Keep that sensation of the tailbone tucking under and the lower core engaging. Take a breath. If it's too much in the shoulders, you can take your hands to heart center, or maybe even onto the knees, which will actually end up in about another breath or two. Good. So with your next breath, make sure that your hands are here. Take a breath in to lengthen the spine. Then as you exhale, kind of round the back here. So it's like a seated cat-cow. Inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the crown of the head out past the tailbone. Exhale again, round it in. Two more times, inhale. Exhale. Last time, breath in. And this time with your exhale, go ahead and just forward fold, melt the heart down. You can soften the knees, maybe so much so that your belly is kind of touching the inner thighs. Grab opposite elbows, relax the head, relax the neck, and just kind of sway side to side. Let all the tension from the upper back relax and kind of slide down off of the shoulders. Good. Maybe some head, neck circles here. And then you're going to plant your hands, step back to a downward facing dog. So if your hamstrings are tight, as I know most of yours probably are, mine are too, it's kind of early in the morning, you can walk your dog out, bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. And the goal isn't so much to make sure the heels touch the floor, as it is to make sure you have nice long length through the spine. You're not compressing into the arms, but you're using your arms as an active lever to lift up out of the floor. Good. You can play with some heel lifts. So as you inhale, lift the heels off of the floor. And as you exhale, melt them down. Do that again. Inhale. here, we're going to roll forward into a high plank, but we're going to drop the knees so that's a supported plank. And you're going to go into a half push-up, so you're going to hug the triceps against the rib cage, halfway down. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and a breath out. And again, roll forward, dropping the knees. Exhale to the half push-up, hug the triceps in. Inhale, push all the way up. Exhale, downward dog. We'll do that one more time. Take a breath in between. Inhale through. Exhale halfway. Inhale up. Downward facing. Good. And from here, you can walk yourself back up to that forward fold. Find space for your feet, for your belly, for growing baby. Inhale through chair here. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. And step the left foot back. It's okay to have both your hands inside your right foot here. Make sure that your hips are square and you're really feeling a stretch in this left inner hip. Take another breath. And then exhale the right foot back. Drop the knees, half push up. Inhale up. And downward facing. Breath in. Breath out. Lift the left foot back. Good. Again, if your hands need to be inside your foot to make room for your belly, that's okay. Anchor out through the right heel. Good. And on your next breath out, go ahead and sweep the right foot up. Forward fold. Inhale through a chair. Stay on the exhale. Rise all the way up. Good. Hands down. Inhale, find length. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot comes back. Grounding out through the right heel. Drawing the heart center forward. And then exhaling the left foot back, dropping the knees, half push up. Inhale up. Downward facing. Breath in. And let the breath go. Then the right foot comes forward. Pressing out through the left heel as you draw the heart forward. Taking a breath in. And exhaling the left foot back up. Forward fold. Inhale through chair. Stay on the breath out. Rise all the way up. Good. So from here, we're going to move into a warrior one. So what you'll do is you're going to step your right foot back. Make sure your right foot's angled at a 45-degree angle. And you really want as close to parallel as you can get with this front leg. Don't worry if you can't get there, that's perfectly okay. If you need to take your feet a little further apart for balance, just find where you feel comfortable and grounded. Inhale the arms up. And then you're going to find a slight hover with your torso so that you're a little bit further from straight up. Just like we did earlier, make sure you're tucking the tailbone, finding length through the low back, and making sure the shoulders are down and back. We're going to stay here for 6 breaths. Long breaths in. And long breaths out. too much, you can always take your hands to heart center. One more breath. Maybe finding your hips for some extra balance and support as you slowly bring your right foot back up. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale to a chair. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And breath in to push all the way back up. Good. And we'll do warrior one on the other side. So you're going to go ahead and float this time your left foot back. Again, finding a 45-degree angle. The back foot. Making sure the front leg is as close to parallel as you can get. And we always want to be careful too that our knee is not going past our toes. So rather the knee is kind of over the ankle. And this back knee is not hyperextended. Really important in pregnancy too to be mindful of where your joints are because relaxin is in the system, makes the joints a little more flexible, so be sure to protect your joints. So find wherever's comfortable for you for this. Again, we'll be here for 6 breaths. So maybe your arms are overhead, maybe they're at heart center. Taking a breath. And letting it go. Maybe even finding a little bit deeper sensation with every breath out. Just inviting your body to soften and relax. Sending the breath to anywhere that you feel tension or resistance. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, coming back to center. Maybe inhale the arms overhead, taking another chair as you exhale. Finding length with the breath in. And finding more depth with the breath out. And inhale, pressing into the heels as you slowly rise up. So we're going to add on to that warrior one, going back to the right side. Go ahead and take the right foot back. Find your position. We're going to go into a cactus arm flow with a little bit of leg extensions here. So as you inhale, lengthen the front leg, bring the arms up. And then as you exhale, move the torso past the hips as you bring the elbows down like cactus arms. So you're activating the posterior chain here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, move into the hovered warrior. Inhale, lengthen. One more time, exhale. And this time we'll stay here for 3 breaths. Taking a breath in, and letting the breath go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to come back through center. Go ahead and shake it out. All right, we'll move to the left side. So take the left foot back. Inhale the arms up as you lengthen the front leg. Exhale, bending into that knee as you bring the elbows down and back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. And on this breath out, we'll find our position and we'll stay for 3 breaths. Breathing in length. And breathing down and out through the soles of the feet. Long breath in. Even longer breath out. Inhale, lengthen. And step back up. All right, so let's take it back down to the floor. We're going to kind of go back to where we started, that gate pose, but we're going to change it up just a tad. So go back to having a block if you need it for support, maybe a book if you don't have a block. If you need a block, these are super easy to get. You can go on Amazon, a lot of times Ross or Marshall's or somewhere like that has them as well. All right, so we'll start with, again, whatever side you're comfortable with. I know some of you are mirroring me, some of you aren't. So I'm not going to say right or left, but just take a leg out. So instead of going into that leg this time, we're actually going to go away from it. So you can have your hand on the floor over here, or maybe you need that block. You can have it up high for a little bit of some more lift, or you can have it on medium or low. So there's 3 different levels to help you get the best out of this pose, okay? So from here, go ahead and lift both arms up. And then as you exhale, just go ahead and take that opposite arm from your leg down. And then you're going to lift this leg up. So you're going to feel a little bit of activation out here in the outer glutes. A couple of rules here. You want to make sure that the toes are pointed forward and that your heel is kind of in line with your hip, okay? So as you inhale, maybe find a little more of a micro lift. Exhale again, see where you can relax and soften. This time, inhale this arm overhead, sweeping past the ear, reaching for the opposite wall. So you're finding nice long length all the way along one side of the body. Sending your breath from the fingertip to the heel. Exhale. Good. One more breath. And a breath out. And coming back through center, you can drop that leg first as you slowly come back up. And then bring both knees to center. Inhale the arms overhead. And then push the arms away as you breathe out. Good. And we'll go to the opposite side. You can move your block if you were using it, get it set up. And then go ahead and take this out. Inhale. As you exhale, drop the arm down and away from that leg. You can stay with your hand here, or since you already know where we're going, you can bring the arm overhead and then lift the leg. Be mindful of where the foot is in relation to the hip. Be mindful of where the toes are pointed. Nice long breath in. Breath out. 2 more breaths. Last breath, maybe find a little more lift in that leg. Let everything go with the breath out. Good, and coming back through center. We're gonna get set up for pigeon. So what you're gonna do, we'll start just by kind of coming into all fours. You're gonna take your right leg around in front. So there's a couple of variations you can do here. It just really depends on how flexible you are and where you are in your pregnancy journey. So for the first one, you can start here. Maybe your heel is closer to your hip. As long as your hips are square to the front and you're not compressing into your low back, make sure that you're feeling comfortable there. So that's one variation. From here, you can rest maybe onto your forearms if you have the room available, depending on how big baby is right now. Another thing you can do is maybe you want to have your foot, your shin, parallel to the mat in front of you. Again, really make sure that your hips are square. So when you're in this position here, it's a lot easier to kind of roll onto the outer edge of the hip. We want to make sure that we're nice and even. So this becomes a little more of an elevated pigeon for some of you. If you've got the flexibility and you can lower it while keeping your hips square, go ahead and do so. And again, there's always the option to drop your arms down. So wherever you are, get set up. If you would like that block for a little extra support on the head so you can really relax into the pose and soften, go ahead and grab one. We'll be here for just about a minute. And it's really important in this pose here to take notice of where your body's fighting you. There's a lot of sensations that come up in pigeon, a lot of resistance, especially in the outer edge of this hip. The piriformis starts to talk to us. It's so good to stretch it. And if you have the urge to move or shift in this pose, just be mindful of it. And if it's not really so much pain that you're feeling, just see if you can invite your body to Accept and relax into the sensation. Maybe without labeling it as pain or discomfort, but just a strong sensation. Three more breaths. And slowly walk yourself up. You can kick that leg back out behind. Maybe stretch it out, press through the heels, kind of rock and shift forward and backwards, side to side. Good. We'll move to the other side. So same way to get set up. Whatever you did on the right side, go ahead and do on the left side. So whether that means your heel is in close, out far, whether it means you're lifted or down low, just make sure that you're finding balance in the body, doing the same thing. Check in with the hips, make sure they're level and square in the front. And then find your position as you melt or lower or stay lifted. Last 3 breaths. And slowly walk yourself up. And again, maybe unwind that leg as you push the leg out behind you, pressing through the heel and shifting around. Good. We're going to move into a dynamic bridge with a little bit of pelvic floor work. So what you're going to do is kind of roll onto your back. If it's easier for you to go onto your side first and lower down and then roll over, go ahead and do that. We won't be here for long. Go ahead and just do a couple warm-up bridges first. So your heels and your feet are just close enough for your fingers to kind of graze the back of the heel. Shoulders are down and back, away from the ears, and the neck is long. Good. As you inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up, lift the hips. And as you exhale, lower both the hips and the arms down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And last one, breath in. And breath out. So to bear with some Kegel work here, what you're going to do is you inhale, so you're going to draw the pelvic floor up. We're going to pause before we exhale and kind of hold it, kind of like you're trying to hold the flow of urine. And then as we exhale, we'll let everything go as we lower down. So inhale as you draw the pelvic floor up. Hold the breath at the top as you kind of squeeze the pelvic floor in. And exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting with the pelvic floor. Holding everything at the top, squeezing in. Exhale, lower. One more time, breath in. Holding squeeze at the top. And exhale, lower. You can draw the knees into center, maybe rock and roll side to side, massaging out the low back. And take a few rounds of what's called Apanasana here. So as you inhale, you're going to draw the knees away from the chest. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale away. Exhale, draw them in. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. So we're going to get set up for Shavasana. There's a really important modification for those of you who are a little further along. Maybe you're not quite that stage anymore where you can lay on your back for long periods of time. So what I'm going to have you ladies do is going to be a side laying Shavasana. In later videos, we'll go over what a supine or Shavasana on your back should look like. So if you have a body pillow, most of you probably do. I'm going to use a half foam roller today. You can use pillows, bolsters, whatever you have to support your head. So I'll use a pillow here. If you've got another pillow between your knees, go ahead and use that. So you're going to have some support between your knees to keep your hips level and your knees level, making sure that your hips are stacked and your knees are stacked, okay? You're going to lay down, find some support with this pillow right here. And then if you want a little extra support for your arm, you can have a body pillow right here or a foam roller, just whatever kind of gets that arm kind of off from being compressed. So I'm going to leave you guys here. You can enjoy your Shavasana for however long you like. I recommend about a 10-15 minute Shavasana just to kind of reset the body, give you some you time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy!